Every year, millions of bees die from pesticide exposure in our own backyards, threatening the very survival of our ecosystem. This phenomenon occurs when bees come into contact with pesticides designed to kill insects, which have devastating effects on their colonies. Bees play a crucial role in pollinating plants, and without them, our food supply would be severely impacted. The consequences of their decline are already being felt, with some farmers reporting losses of up to 90% of their crops. Imagine a world without apples, avocados, or blueberries, a world without the pollinators that make these foods possible. But what's even more alarming is that bee populations are declining at an alarming rate, with some species facing extinction. Scientists believe that the widespread use of pesticides is a major contributor to this decline, as it can affect not only bees, but also other beneficial insects. For centuries, humans have relied on bees to pollinate our crops, and now we're facing a crisis that threatens the very foundation of our food system. The impact of pesticide exposure on bees is a complex issue, but one thing is clear: we need to take immediate action to protect these vital pollinators. One of the most significant threats to bee health is the use of neonicotinoids, a class of pesticides that have been linked to bee deaths. These chemicals can affect bees' nervous systems, making it difficult for them to navigate and communicate with each other. In the wild, bees are exposed to pesticides through contaminated soil, water, and even the very flowers they pollinate. But what about in our own backyards? Can we make a difference by making simple changes to our gardening practices? The answer is yes. By choosing organic gardening methods and avoiding the use of pesticides, we can create a safer environment for bees. For example, using bee-friendly plants like lavender and coneflower can provide a source of food and shelter for these vital pollinators. Additionally, creating a bee hotel using materials like bamboo and straws can provide a cozy place for solitary bees to nest. These small changes may seem insignificant, but they can make a significant difference in the long run. But that's not the strangest part. Some studies have shown that bees can even accumulate pesticides in their bodies, which can have long-term effects on their health. Wait until you hear what comes next. Researchers have discovered that bees can transfer pesticides to their larvae through their pollen baskets. This means that not only are bees exposed to pesticides in their adult lives, but they're also passing them on to their next generation. The implications of this are staggering. It means that bees may be experiencing a form of intergenerational trauma, where they're unable to escape the toxic legacy of pesticides. But there is hope. By adopting bee-friendly practices and supporting local beekeepers, we can help create a safer environment for these vital pollinators. Imagine a world where bees are thriving, where our food supply is secure, and where we can enjoy the beauty of these incredible creatures. And then something unexpected happened. Scientists discovered that some bees are actually able to detoxify pesticides in their bodies, providing a glimmer of hope for their survival. This phenomenon occurs when bees have access to a special type of nectar that contains compounds that help neutralize the effects of pesticides. But what about the impact on human health? Can we link pesticide exposure to negative effects on our own well-being? The answer is yes. Studies have shown that exposure to pesticides can increase the risk of certain cancers, neurological disorders, and reproductive problems. For example, a study in the United States found that children who were exposed to pesticides in their homes were more likely to develop asthma and other respiratory problems. This is a wake-up call for us all. We need to take responsibility for our actions and make changes to protect both human and bee health. The solution is not just about reducing pesticide use, but also about creating a more sustainable food system that prioritizes the health of both humans and the environment. One possible solution is to adopt agroecological practices, which focus on promoting biodiversity and reducing chemical inputs in agriculture. Imagine a world where farmers work in harmony with nature, using techniques like crop rotation and composting to maintain soil health and reduce the need for pesticides. This is not a utopian dream. It's a reality that's being implemented by farmers and policymakers around the world. The impact of these changes can be significant. Studies have shown that agroecological practices can increase crop yields, reduce pesticide use, and promote biodiversity. But that's not all. These practices can also have positive effects on human health, reducing the risk of diseases and improving overall well-being. The benefits of adopting agroecological practices are numerous, and it's time for us to take action and create a more sustainable food system. By working together, we can protect both human and bee health and create a world where these incredible creatures can thrive. The future of our food system depends on it. Will you join the movement to protect our pollinators and create a more sustainable world? If you're as passionate about bee conservation as we are, subscribe to our channel for more stories about the natural world and the importance of protecting our pollinators.